Are you ready to learn how to build machine learning solutions in the AWS Cloud? Hello, Datum Nation. If you're new to this channel, I'm Dr. Kev of Datum-Based. I'm a machine learning engineer with more than 12 years experience. I'm passionate about teaching others how to build machine learning solutions in the AWS Cloud. If you like this content, please subscribe. That way you'll get notified as I release the multi-part series on building machine learning solutions in the AWS Cloud. Cue the music. You might be asking, who is this masterclass for? Whether you're already a machine learning engineer working in the field and you want to up-level your skills or build out an online portfolio, or you're already working in some data field and you're looking to upscale and become a machine learning engineer for your next role. The skills and capabilities of a machine learning engineer can vary broadly. The following figure depicts the basic components of a machine learning engineer. The machine learning engineer is a hybrid between data science, which is the math, stats, algorithms, software engineering, and this can be front-end or back-end, and DevOps. And the DevOps is important to get this working in the cloud. Each machine learning engineer has their own unique superpower. So focus on the skills in that diagram that really set you apart from the competition. All that I ask in taking this masterclass is that you have a curiosity to learn how to build machine learning solutions in the AWS Cloud, and you're willing to learn Python, JavaScript, and YAML. Why are machine learning engineers so valuable? If you apply data science and machine learning to your business, it can set you apart from the competition, and you'll see massive rewards. The problem is that 85% of data science projects never make it to production. Notice that I said data science projects, not machine learning projects. And that's because historically, companies have hired a lot of data scientists to try to roll data into their products. However, to get a data product to production as a data scientist, you need to work with software engineers and DevOps professionals to get this rolled out. And this is really difficult to get them to work outside of their silos, where a machine learning engineer knows the necessary aspects of all three positions to roll these solutions out on their own. So you might be asking yourself, why take this masterclass when there's so many options out there? Well, let's look at some statistics first. So a study done in December of 2019 by Kaplan of 2,000 US adults found that 60% of them preferred a Google internship over a Harvard degree. These statistics show that the current perception is that college degrees are no longer preparing students to work in the workforce. These statistics really tell me that this masterclass needs to focus on three main points. The first observation is that it's more important than ever to focus on solving real-world problems in whatever you do. Another important aspect of solving these problems is you need to be curious and learn on the fly. So you want to learn what you need to learn to apply it now, rather than the historical way universities have done it, where it's information overload, and by the time you go to use it, it's many years down the road and you have to go relearn it anyway. So the focus of this masterclass is going to be on learning something and going and applying it right away. Observation 2 is that resumes don't really capture your true potential and capability. So one focus of this masterclass is as we build out solutions, we're going to want to build an online portfolio of everything we build so that you can share this with potential employers or start an online presence. This way, you'll show employers exactly what you're capable of. So the third observation that I've seen is that it's really important to also form a community around this machine learning masterclass. And so as you're going through the modules, please comment below, subscribe, and I'll also provide my LinkedIn and my Datum-Based website so you can reach out to me and offer any guidance, and maybe I can connect people that are taking these with people, maybe other machine learning engineers that are focusing on different skill sets so they can go out and build something together. You might be asking, why me? Why am I the right person to teach you how to build machine learning solutions? Well, first off, I had to learn the hard way. I spent 5 years in a PhD program learning data science, math, stats skills, only to come out not prepared for industry. I couldn't roll out a solution by myself. So I spent the next 7 years working in various industry positions, working with DevOps and software engineering professionals, taking online classes, reading a bunch of machine learning textbooks, so I could learn the skills to end up building machine learning solutions in the AWS Cloud all by myself. Now, this is a really long path, and I want to teach you the essentials of doing this without getting lost in all the details. This masterclass will consist of a series of videos. And each video will lay out a problem, talk about the skills that are required of the machine learning engineer to solve the problem, and then we will walk through the solution. By the end, you will have a working machine learning solution that you can share with others. I have one additional ask of people that are taking this masterclass. I would like you to spend 25% of your time consuming the information, so watching these videos and maybe going out and reading a couple Medium articles or reading the AWS website, 50% implementing it and then iterating on what we've talked about in this class, take it a few steps further than I even present, and then take 25% time reflecting on what you've done. This way you can determine ways to be more efficient in the future and you can build better products. So let's stop consuming and start creating. The first project will be creating a website for documenting and displaying our machine learning solution. There are other solutions to building a website that would be much easier, like Squarespace or Wix, or any of these point-and-click website builders. However, the focus of this masterclass is to become a machine learning engineer and use AWS to build out our solutions. And building out this website using AWS solutions gives us the perfect chance to work on our front-end engineering skills and our DevOps skills, which are both essential to becoming a machine learning engineer. Plus, if we own the website foundation in AWS, in later classes, we can take on some really cool machine learning projects that use this website as our foundation, and we can make machine learning interactions with it later if we actually own the underlying code and where it's hosted. The tools and skills that would be required for this next project are listed in the next slide. It is listed as a diagram, but don't be overwhelmed by the diagram. In the next masterclass video, we will go over this diagram in much more detail and explain why we're using the different techniques and pieces of AWS that we are using. Here is a quick summary of the skills and tools that we'll be covering in the first problem. I want to jump into the first video where we're building something in AWS. But I thought about this and I think that it's best to first have a quick intro video so that we can get an AWS account set up and also get a development environment set up so I can show you what I'm using, so when you go to build this out and use the tools, you'll be using something very similar. Now, if you want to use whatever IDE that you're comfortable with, you can go ahead. My plan is to use VS Code because I'm familiar with it, and it also has some really nice functionality so that we can test some of our Lambda functions and some of our APIs locally versus having to use the cloud to do it. It's also important to note that I don't need you to go buy an expensive laptop to take this masterclass. I'm actually going to try to take this masterclass using an iPad Pro that I just purchased. So the next video, I'm going to go through the setup of the dev environment using this and how I'm going to use the cloud, AWS Cloud backend for all the computing strength that I need and use the iPad just for the front end. Hit subscribe below if you want to be notified when I release my next series in this video. Thanks for watching and see you next time.